My dear, in this life you will find many lovers, many friends, but some of your loved ones, some of your friends will conspire against you. You will also find friends who will block your path and put obstacles in your way. But if you have to reach a high place, if you want to create your name in your society, in your city, in your state, in your country, in this world, remember that whoever digs a well for you will fall into it himself. Right here, if you think, how is it possible? A person who digs a well for me and fell into it himself, how is it possible? So listen this story. Once upon a time, a king went out with his ministers to tour his territory. They saw interesting thing. What they saw? They saw a child sitting on the ground and digging well on the ground with both his fingers, and at the same time saying, whoever digs a well for me, it is for him. Whoever digs a well for me, it is for him. Whoever digs a well for me, it is for him. King understood what the child saying. He ordered to his minister to take the child with them. And no, every day when the king's court was set up, he ordered a child appeared here and digging the well on the ground, and at the same time saying, whoever digs a well for me, it is for him. Whoever digs a well for me, it is for him. Whoever digs a well for me, it is for him. In that court, no one could understand the child. What the child saying? No one could understand. Everyone raised question. Everyone asked the king, sir, what the child says? King replied, one day will come when you will understand what the child says. After a few days, one of the king's ministers was jealous of that child. He think, we live with all the time with the king, we don't get as much reward as get this child after a short time. No, he began to plan, he began to think, how to end this child's place. After a few days, he called the child and says, my dear, come here, listen me. He says, yes sir. He says, my dear son, there is a great offer for you. King says, if you came here with the handkerchief over your face, you will reward it more. Child says, okay. No, the interesting aspect of this story was started from here. No, the minister came toward the king and says, sir, the child whom you rewarded more, whom you gave respect so much. He says, king smells so bad. I think king does not take bath daily. The minister's words came true. Next day, when the child appeared with the handkerchief over his face, king was shocked. What? He says, okay, no. After a few days, it worked like this. The child appeared with the handkerchief over his face, and after his duty, king rewarded him more than before. And it worked like this for a few days. King thinks, the king called the boy and says, my dear, take this letter and bag and go toward a distant forest, and there is a man gave him this letter and bag, and he rewarded you more. Child says, okay. No, the child take the letter and bag and left. That minister grabbed the child on the way and says, my dear, give me this letter and bag and I give you more money. Child says, okay. Child gave him letter and bag and take the money and go to our home. And the minister started traveling and thinking, when I came back and I will get more respect than before, and the child's place was ended completely. He thinking this, I will get rich. But when the minister reached at that particular point, at that particular person, meet him, he bowed his head and came in king's court. When the king saw that person came here and with that bag, he announced, today I will told you the story of that child. I will told you that what the child says. King ordered and bag to be opened. When the bag was opened, everyone was shocked, everyone was amazed, because what is here? What is up here? What is up here? Minister's head. Everyone was shocked. King understood that something was wrong. He ordered a child to be called. When the child came here, he says, my dear, why you wear handkerchief over your face? And who this minister reached at that point? No, the child told whole story, and no, everyone understood that what the child says. And what the child says, whoever digs a well for me, it is for him. And that is true. My dear, if you are worried that why people planned against you, why people talking against you, and why people digs well on your way, so don't worry, because Abu Jahl also digs the well on the way of our beloved holy prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and fell into it himself, and fell in that well himself. So my dear, if you want to live, if you want to be respected in your society, if you want to create your name in your society, in your city, in this world, follow the Sunnah and Holy Quran, follow the rules of the life of our beloved holy prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People give you respect, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.